Chemicals is a specialized industrial cleaning chemical manufacturer that continuously evaluates and develops products to be best in class against industry leaders. We recently tested one of our leading water-based degreasers called Wipeout against one of the competitors' leading water-based degreasers, as well as a leading solvent-based degreaser. The purpose of this test was to see which product is actually best to use in the heavy-duty oil removal process. In order to conduct this test, a mixture of peanut oil, calcium carbonate powder and black dye was stained onto 2 white porcelain tiles. This mixture is in fact used as it is according to the German IKW standard for product performance of all-purpose cleaners. These 2 stained tiles were then placed into an oven to bake for 1 hour and then were left overnight to set. This process ensures that the oil will be tough to clean. First, we sprayed water onto the surface of the tile. We let it sit for 15 seconds and then used a cloth to try and clean the surface. As you can see, the oil did not budge, which is exactly what we expected to see and proves that you cannot just use anything to get the surface clean. Even when we try to scratch the oil, you can see that it's still very much stuck to the surface. We then sprayed a leading competitor's best-selling water-based degreaser onto the surface. After leaving it for 15 seconds, we used the same cloth to try and clean the surface. Again, the oil didn't budge, with a similar result when we tried to scratch it, as you can see. This water-based degreaser should actually work similarly to Wipeout, so just keep that in mind when watching the rest of the test. For the third test, we sprayed a best-selling solvent-based degreaser onto the surface. A solvent-based degreaser is normally the ideal product to use in heavy-duty oil removal process, but we find that it is not at all eco-friendly. If it comes into contact with the skin, you can experience extreme dryness. It is highly flammable, it cannot be diluted with water, and we find that it is very expensive compared to all other water-based degreasers. After sitting for 15 seconds, a cloth again was used to clean the surface. The oil did loosen and did lose its stickiness, but we found that the oil just merely moved around the surface of the tile. After quite a bit of effort and cloth, it may actually get the surface spotless, but not to that wow factor that we are expecting. When finally spraying Wipeout onto the surface, we immediately see the difference in consistency in the product. The solution foams onto the surface, and after leaving it for 15 seconds, the solution starts to set and seep into the surface. Wipeout is EDTA free as well as non-alphenol free and also contains the SABS 1828 mark for food approval. This makes Wipeout extremely eco-friendly. It can come to the contact with the skin without any reactions being experienced. It is non-flammable at all, can be diluted with water. It also can be used indirectly on food appliances. Wipeout, as I said before, can be diluted with water in various concentrations to be used for various different applications. Wipeout is very cost effective and is very efficient. Using a cloth to clean the surface, you can immediately see the oil being lifted from the surface, making it incredibly easy to clean. As you can see, it doesn't take much effort or cloth at all to get the surface clean. And if you look at that, it is spotless within seconds. We were absolutely amazed with the results of Wipeout and did multiple tests and were continuously impressed. In the first beaker is the water-based degreaser, which as you can see mixes perfectly with water. In the second beaker is the solvent-based degreaser, which as you can see does not mix with water and goes a milky white color. In the third beaker is Wipeout, and because it mixes perfectly well with water, this proves that it is in fact water-based.